I'm going to take you back to the very, very basic starting point of painting. When we were children in school, we were asked to draw, we were asked to colour in. We were asked to do some very, very basic replication exercises. We see, we colour. We see, we draw. Later on, this has been embodied in various ways, in various schemes to learn to paint, one of which was painting by numbers. Now, we all cast doubt about that and we laughed at it. But you know what? It worked. And why did it work? Because it gave us a simple pathway to understanding and putting together a painting. Now, I'm going to take you back to that very same starting point. We're going to start to draw and we're going to put together paintings by numbers. In other words, I'm going to introduce you to a way of looking at something and then applying a numerical value to it in relation to a colour that fits with that value. And we put these together, and over a period of an occasion, by combining these numbers, we will in fact end up with a painting. I'm going to sketch this bucket in 3 different positions, and I'm going to use 3 different pens to sketch it with. The first position is fairly simple. The challenge is not great. It's got a difficulty level of about, say 3 out of 10. The bucket's sitting flat. It really presents a square sort of shape with a bit of a spout to it. There's no great challenge here. But that being said, the challenge now is in using the pencil. This is a charcoal pencil, and I'm just following the shape, the line as it goes down the side, about the right proportion, then following it across the base, and then finding my way back up the side. So I'm just looking and seeing the shape as it presents itself clearly in front of me. The handle has got to be sat in there. It's another detail which has got to be put in there. And because the light is flat, we don't have any strong shadows on here, so I'm not being confused with any other element. So I'm simply looking at the shape that's in front of me, and I'm trying to see it with my eyes, process it with my brain, and then let that expression come out in the pencil, which is really extension of my hand. This is a charcoal pencil, so I can get some real nice darks with this. So after the initial light sketch, I now come in and firm up those shapes, and that presents then the final shape of the bucket. Now, I'm going to move that bucket and make the challenge a little bit more difficult. This will really be about a difficulty level of something like 7 out of 10, because I'm giving myself an oval to look at. I'm giving myself the rectangle on a side resting area. Now I'm also shifting my, my instrument over to a ball pen. This is again just showing that anything can be used to sketch. We don't have to have a pencil, we don't have to have things that impart heavy lines. We can use something as simple and as obvious and as practical as a ball pen. Now, you'll notice that I'm hacking myself around. The first thing I did was try and get the shape of the body of the bucket, then the oval that rests on the top of it. This is more of a challenge, so I've got to really look at what I'm doing. Not get carried away with what I think I'm looking at, but what I'm in fact seeing with my eyes. Seeing is the important thing here, because by doing this I'm understanding the shapes and I'm understanding how to replicate the shape that's sitting in front of me. That handle, it's coming out at an odd angle from the base. As that bucket is reposed, that handle is coming up at an odd angle. And the only way I can get that is to take a close look at it. The metal bridge that holds the handle to the top of the bucket, it's got a couple of bends in it, and I've got to look closely at that handle to get those bends. I'm now looking for where the strong darks are in the bucket, because these darks will give me the emphasis of the shape, will give me the drama at the same time. And you'll notice I'm using cross-hatching technique. I'm sort of shifting the lines here and there and going at different angles. Well, by doing that, I'm able to amplify the shape of the bucket. The roundness of the bucket is given by those hatching lines. and I'm using it as I would normally hold a regular pen. So there's nothing really tricky about that. When I used the pencil previously, I held it more within my two front fingers. The ball pen is being held as a regularly right. So it's not really about how you hold, it's really about how you see. So we'll finish this one up and we'll go over to the next position, which takes us back to about a difficulty level of about 5 out of 10. So it's not so much a challenge, but the instrument is more of a challenge. In this case, I've got a felt, and it gives me much more of a dramatic indent or mark on the paper. When I really want to amplify something and push it to the extreme, I've only just got to jab it a bit harder, and out comes that ink, and it leaves a clear dark against that white paper. The bucket's laying on its side again. It's more regular, it's presenting more of a rectangular shape. It doesn't really challenge me that much, but the challenge is being able to simplify the shape with just a few lines. I'm going to leave part of the bucket untouched, in fact, because I don't really need to state the whole lot of the bucket for us to understand that it is a bucket. With a few hard, solid lines, and of course these would be more emphasised if there was sunlight here, but I don't want it. Again, I'm interpreting the shape. But a few of those hard lines at the base there, and a rolling sort of up and down hatching movement again gives us clearly that the shape in front is in fact a bucket. Even that snout where we used to pour from the bucket can be indicated by just a few economical lines. The top of the bucket I'm not really going to worry too much about. Just a suggestion here and there that there is a line there is all we need to do. And again, it's the power of suggestion and the power of just a few economical, simplified lines.